Put your faith in the light.
Hello guys, welcome to another one of my videos. This is Lightblade, and well guys, in this one I wanted to make an update on what's happening with the tier set bonus for Retribution Paladins in patch 10.2. So basically Blizzard just released a blue post talking about the whole long list of all the tier set bonuses they are going to be doing changes of, in which Retribution Paladin is included. So a lot of other classes were complaining their tier set bonuses were boring and not interesting, but Retribution Paladin tier set actually is pretty good. And the only problems that it has, it was, well, half of it was underperforming and the other half was overperforming. So we're going to go to the blue post and read what the developers are talking about, but in short, the two set bonus was having problems with targeting on the Wrathful section part. That's the explosion of the two set bonus that whenever you use a judgment on your expurgation. And the second part, the 4-piece bonus, was overperforming by a lot because the thing had a really high uptime while also interacting with all of our damage multiplicative talents from the Retribution Paladin tree. Things like Bangers of Justice, Final Reckoning, Wings, all those things were just buffing the second part of our tier set bonus, making it like really overpowered and really strong. So the synergy was just too much. Okay, so having said that, now let's go to the blue post. Okay, here we are at the blue post. So let's read the developer's notes. Due to previous bugs with targeting issues on Wrathful Sanction, that's what I was talking about, the ability was a bit under-tuned because it couldn't find targets, so the explosions sometimes didn't happen. Following these bug fixes, we're retuning the set bonus to better hit our tuning targets for the set bonus. Additionally, with the amount of uptime the 4 set bonus provided, yes, it was you could have it like all the time. The thing was really good if you spaced out your judgments. It was overperforming in tandem with a few of the Retribution talents located deeper in the tree. So yes, it had weird interactions, like I said before, with Final Reckoning, Bankers of Justice, and all those things. So let's talk about what they're saying of the 2 set here and the changes that they're putting here on this blue post. Expurgation now deals 30% less damage. It was 50%, so that's fine. You know, it's a small nerf on the uncapped potential of our 2 set because, well, the expurgation dot is uncapped. You can put it on as many targets as you can with your Blades of Justice. But they are actually compensating this with Wrathful Sanction. Now it's doing 50% of the main target's holy damage up to 4 nearby enemies. It was only 20% before, which is really good. This is like 5 target cleave is going up in damage, which is most dungeons almost all have like 5 target cleaves. There are very rarely dungeons where there's pulls that are bigger than that. And this is fine, you know, it's really good that we have some nice cleave, although losing a bit of that uncapped potential of the expurgation on this 2 set. Now let's talk about the 4 set that they're talking in this blue post. So Echoing Wrath now causes your next Templar's Verdict or Divine Storm to deal damage a second time for 25% effectiveness. It was 50%. So they're nerfing this a bit because it has a lot of interactions with different multiplicative talents. They fixed the bugs, so it's not going to get like extra multiplicative damage from a lot of our Retribution talents. But it still interacts with a lot of things, you know. It interacts with Judgment, even though it doesn't consume it. It interacts with Final Reckoning, and it interacts with Bangers of Justice. It also interacts with like normal buffs like our Wings, you know. So it has a bunch of extra multipliers that this thing is getting, that it's making it do a lot of damage. So you're going to see on the test that I did, like hitting the target dummies for like 5 minutes, for like 1 minute and something, Divine Storm is doing a lot of damage currently in the PTR compared to what it's doing in live, you know. Same for other things like Expurgation. You're going to check that on the recap of the target dummy hitting. Now let's go back and let's hit a dummy for 1 minute, you know, and see what the results are. Okay guys, let's do some damage to these target dummies. So let's build some holy power here, and then we're going to use Final Reckoning with Wings, spend Divine Toll, spend Wake of Ashes Judgment, spend. After this point, we're going to try to weave in between our Divine Resonance judgments, our normal judgments, and use a holy power spender to get the max benefit of our procs from our tier set. This is the most hectic part of the rotation because, well, we have very little time in between the Divine Resonance windows to use a Holy Power Spender and a Judgment. After that, the rotation kind of slows down, and the only thing you have to remember at this point is to throw your Judgment always, you know, put that thing on cooldown so you get the proc from your tier set bonus. Another thing to remember is to always apply your Expurgation to your targets. You should never actually drop it because it lasts very long with the new tier set bonus, but still, always remember to reapply your Expurgation. It does a lot of damage just passively. I'm doing this test with the Templar Strike build, but I should probably do it with Crusading Strike, because that build is going to scale a bit better in the future, because it scales with haste and it gets more benefits from things like critical strikes and things. But for just for the test, you know, because I'm a bit more comfortable with Templar Strikes, I'm just going to use that. Anyways, we're almost done with this 1 minute test, and now we're going to go to see the results. Okay guys, so after killing the target dummy for 1 minute, these are the results. So Divine Storm is doing the bulk of our damage here with 34% of it. In live, if you do the same test, Divine Storm is going to be about 27 to 28%, so it's a pretty sizable gain of damage on Divine Storm. After that, the next thing we notice is Expurgation is doing like the same damage as Blade of Justice now, which is really good. Sources of damage like Expurgation are really nice, that they are really high up there, because those things just happen, you know, you don't really have to think about them, they just do damage. The last thing we're going to notice here is Wrathful Sanction. It's just under Searing Light, and that makes it, in my eyes, a really powerful tier set bonus, because, well, Searing Light is an actual last point talent, so Wrathful Sanction doing the same or almost the same damage as that is really good. All in all, guys, the tier set bonus for Retribution Paladin is still going to be going strong on 10.2 even after these changes that Blizzard made, because, well, I wouldn't consider them nerfs. Especially the 2 set bonus is not a nerf, because it's just a swap of power, you know. Instead of getting a bit of more uncapped dots, we are going to be getting more 5 target cleave damage, which is always nice, because most of the content that you are doing in Mythic Plus Dungeons is going to be like 5 target cleave centric, you know. And for the 4 set bonus, well, yes, this is technically a nerf. The thing was just terribly tuned at 50% because of the amount of damage multipliers Retribution Paladins have, plus the uptime of the buff, making it overpowered. At 25%, I think it's in a fair place, because it will still interact with our damage multipliers. The playstyle doesn't change, but it won't be broken. And well guys, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the content, and if you did, subscribe to the channel and leave a like on the video. Thanks for watching, everyone.